The predicted invasion of migrants from Romania and Bulgaria doesn't seem to have happened. It's a very long way short of the final picture, but figures from the 3 months after the lifting of restrictions at the start of this year suggest that the hordes predicted by parties like UKIP to be heading to the country haven't materialised. The total was about 140,000 registered for work, which was actually lower than the total at the end of last year.
Today we got the first hints from employment data. Last year, the number of Romanians and Bulgarians in work was already over 140,000. But it didn't rise after January. In fact, it fell very slightly, much to the delight of the government.
The employment of Romanians and Bulgarians actually went down in the first 3 months of this year.
It has all turned out to be a pile of scaremongering, though, hasn't it?
Jeremy, I'm not sure if you're aware, but the whole hullabaloo today is based on the survey responses of 5 people.
5?
Yeah, rather fewer than Keith Vaz and I spoke to on New Year's Day. This survey...
These figures are constructed, elaborated from 5 people.
Absolutely. When it says 4,000 fewer, that means that 5 fewer Romanians and Bulgarians gave that answer to this survey than last time. The survey is intended to look at the whole economy. So we know from today that the economy is very strong. We've got record employment growth, 750,000 or thereabouts more in work now than a year ago. But when you're looking at a subset of who's working for Romania and Bulgaria and how much it's changed, these numbers are useless. The margin of error is about 10 times that 4,000 change reported.
But even if it's within the margin of error, clearly there has not been the enormous influx that some people predicted.
As I said, this survey is useless to tell us that. 4/5 of the households who were surveyed were recruited to the survey panel last year, i.e. before the restrictions in Romania and Bulgaria were lifted on the 1st of January. There is no way you could expect this survey to show us what the change of Romania and Bulgaria has been to any level of accuracy. And I'm afraid to put the weight people have on it today is just wrong. I mean, on Thursday next week, we'll get the number of national insurance numbers to different nationalities, and that's a real number, counting so every Romanian and Bulgarian who's applied for work.
Your friend at the airport on January the 1st. You're not with him when he says an apology is owed to Bulgarians and Romanians.
Well, I've looked at the numbers. I was an economist for many years, and you know, if you ask 0.1% of the population, 80% of whom you recruited last year, that's not going to give you any sensible answer to what's happening to the number of Romanians and Bulgarians in the labour market over the last few months. So I think it's still too early to tell. We will find out the national insurance numbers that could be more useful on Thursday next week, but the immigration numbers actually for the first quarter won't come out till the end of August. So
you remain worried that there will be a big influx then?
Well, we just don't know. I mean, I haven't made forecasts. I think from those I've seen, Migration Watch have done a lot of analysis, and their assessment looks as if it's academically respectable. They've done a lot of work on this. They say about 50,000 a year averaged over 5 years. I've no reason to say different from that. When I went to Bucharest with Keith and others, we met a lot of young Romanians who spoke much better English on average than perhaps some of the other Eastern European countries where people have come. The average income level is lower. The levels of corruption and the perception there just aren't opportunities for young people are high. But immigration doesn't work in terms of a huge rush. People will come and build networks, and if their friends and relatives are successful here, then more may follow. We just don't know yet. We need to welcome those who come, but ultimately I believe we need to control our borders, decide how many we want to come, and that's why, if people want to vote for an independent Britain, they need a Conservative government to give them that referendum so we can control our borders and make our own decisions.